Hello, Namaskara ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. Welcome you all to the ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಾಂತ SSLC. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ರಿತಿಕಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಬೇಸಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಬೇಸಸ್, ಸಾಲ್ಟು ಫುಲ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಇದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಯಾವುದಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಸೇರುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ PCM ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ PCCS ತೊಗೋತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸು ಭಾಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸು ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ SSLC ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯೂ. ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ದ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ PYQ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸು, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸು, PYQ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸು. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ PYQ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ LBA ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್, ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ be included, and some of the extra questions which is being repeated in your exams. So those all questions will be repeated there. Okay, so idnu start ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Soon it will be started from the November itself. So ಅವಾಗಿನ ತನಕ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನು ನಡೀತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ 1 hour ಸೆಷನ್ಸು, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕುಂತು ಚೆಂದಾಗಿ ಕಲೀರಿ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬೇಡಿ. ನವೆಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ನನಗೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಲೈಕ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಬೇಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಬೇಸಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬೀಳ್ಬಹುದು? ಸೊ ದೇ ಮೈಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. Okay, from this chapter you might get 10 to 12 marks from this chapter. You need to be very much perfect with this chapter, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇದು ಭಾಳ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಕು. ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗನೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? What is acid? Is it harmful? First word in our head comes about the acid is what? That is going to be the dangerous. I'll write it with the red pen. Acid means what? Danger. Right? Everyone's head acid ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ? ಡೇಂಜರ್, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಏನಂದರೆ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೈಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಿಡ್ ನಾವು ತಿಂತೇವೆ. Acid is present in our body. Acid is because of acid only we are surviving. So now in this acid, what are the types? ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೀವು ಕಲಿಬೇಕದನ್ನ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಡೇಂಜರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಟುಡೇ ದಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೇಂಜರು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಡೇಂಜರು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ತಿಂತೇವೆ ಸಕಟು, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್? That in detailed definitions we are going to learn it. So always all tells that it is a danger, right? Yes, this is a danger, guys. That's not like no, but some are not danger also. That I'll explain you people how. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಬೇಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ? ಬೇಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೇಂಜರ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, but actually that is wrong. So base is actually a danger also. Some of the bases are also very danger. So ಅವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಅದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬೇಸು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬೇಸು ಮತ್ತು ವೀಕ್ ಬೇಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೇವೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಸಾಲ್ಟ್. ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? NaCl. No guys, we don't have only NaCl has a salt, that is sodium chloride, which is also called as ಕಾಮನ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್. ಐ ನೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ? ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಓ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ NaCl, ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್, ನಾವು ದಿನ ತಿಂತೇವಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ. ನೋ ಗೈಸ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಇಟ್ in this chapter. So now what you are going to learn here? First is what is acid. First, then afterwards you are going to learn about what is a base, and then you are going to learn about the definition of a salt, and then ಹೇಗಪ್ಪ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗಪ್ಪ ಬೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್, ದೋಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಇಟ್. Next, what you are going to learn in this chapter about the indicators. So indicators andre enu? Indicators na hege actually use ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, whether the element or anything they have given to us to identify whether it is going to be a acid, whether it is going to act like a base. That is very, very important. Understood? Next. So let's start without wasting the time right now. I told you people what is the meaning of it. So that it will be helpful to you people. Okay. So, introduction to that. Elements which combine to form a numerous compounds on the basis of their chemical properties, compounds can be classified into 3 categories. What are those 3 categories? That is acid, base and a salt. Just now I told you. And that things we are going to learn it in the detail. What is the meaning of acids and bases in the laboratories? So, how you are going to identify whether I have given you a acid, whether I have given you a base? That we are going to understand it in the form of a lab. Now, acid, bases and salts, this chapter is completely related to the laboratory itself. Why it is related? This is all about the chemicals. So, you know in a chemistry itself, there is a word CHEM, right? So, this is all about the chemicals itself, which we are going to learn it in a very interesting way, okay? Now, indicators. So, indicators means what? An indicator tells us whether a substance is going to be acidic or basic in nature by the change in color. So, indicator ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Indicator ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ whether that compound is going to be acid or that compound is going to be a base. That it will identify. Clear? So, this identification which is there, that will be done by an indicator. It's the same just like your teacher. Okay. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬರಬಹುದು SSLC ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವ ಹುಡುಗ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ತರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಆಸಿಡ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ FA1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, FA2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಆಸಿಡು ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಸು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ತಿಳಿತಾ? ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಸ್. ಸೊ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಇವನ್ ದ ಆಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಟೀಚರ್ನು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟ್ರೇ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೀಚರ್ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಹುಡುಗ ಓದ್ತಾನೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಅ ಟೀಚರ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್? An acid turns blue litmus concentrate. I'm going to tell you the tricks also. An acid turns blue litmus red and a base turns red litmus blue. Okay, an acid turns the blue litmus to the red. Blue litmus to the red. Okay, blue to red. Okay, an acid will turn blue litmus ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಡಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ acid solution. We don't know that whether it is acid or no. We have just dipped the blue litmus paper. If it is getting turned into the red in color, then that is going to be what? That is going to act like an acid. Okay, if the blue to red conversion is happening, that is called as acid. Done. Next, methyl orange indicator gives the red color in an acidic solution and gives the yellow color in the basic solution. So this is methyl orange indicator. This is also very important indicator. Now till now you have learnt about the phenolphthalein indicator. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ lower classes ನಲ್ಲಿ phenolphthalein ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರಬೇಕು. Most of them have not listened about the methyl orange also. So those we have a lots of indicators, guys. It's not like we have only phenolphthalein or methyl orange. We have lots of indicators. So, but for your portion, only this much is necessary right now to understand. So, we will discuss only of those things. Okay. Now, methyl orange is an indicator which gives the red color in the acidic solution and it gives yellow color in the basic solution. Okay. Acidic solution andre enu? It will give red color, and in a basic solution, it is going to give what? It's going to give yellow color. Clear? Next, Pinophthalin is a colorless in an acidic solution. Pinophthalin is going to be colorless, whether it is, if it is an acidic solution. Just imagine you have taken a HCl. You have added an indicator to that. Okay. When you shake it, when you dip into that, it will change actually into the pink in color. When your indicator will be added. So when the base will be added. But later it will disappear, guys. It will disappear. That all things are called as what? Acid. Clear? So when the pinophthalin is actually a colorless liquid, okay, and is an acidic solution, gives the pink color in the basic solution. Now, when you're going to take a acid in a conical flask, okay, simple experiment I'll tell you people. See, I have taken a conical flask. I don't know, I'm not good in diagram, but we will try it. This is our conical flask. Done. Now, I am taking burette here. Okay, we have taken a burette here. Okay, this is a burette which is present, and here we are going to dip all the things. Like this is a stand actually. Let me take a scale. Okay. So this is the container. Okay. In this we have what? So this thing is a thing which is actually having a base inside it. Okay. We have a base inside this. Now in this inside thing, okay, we have in this inside thing, we have acid plus the indicator. Okay, pinophthalin indicator only, you can just think it. Okay, now whenever we are going to dip it, okay, whenever we are going to add this into this, okay, what happens when you people will start adding the base into this solution? Okay, conical flask nalli yavag ನೀವು base ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ start ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ pink ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, pink ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, but again it will disappear. So how much base till it becomes completely pink in color, you are going to add the base. Clear? So this is how it works. Understood? This is what I wanted to tell, and this is name is actually called as what? Titration. Okay, this experiment you people will do. Okay, this experiment ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ PUC ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. So this experiment you people will do in your PUC itself. First year PUC itself, you will be having a titration experiment. I don't know, most of the schools will show the titration experiment actually. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ schools ತೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲ, but no problem. ನಾನು ಕಲಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಈಗ. So this is actually the procedure of a titration. You'll learn it soon. Okay, you'll learn it soon. So now, you need to understand pinophthalin is a colorless in an acidic solution. So I have added this, okay. So I have added the colorless. This is actually a colorless solution. Don't think like it. The ma'am has put the purple color and it is colorless. You are telling it. No, I'm not a color blindness girl. Just I'm telling you. Listen. So in conical flask full colorless irutte. Acid colorless ide. Matte yavud na indicator hakidenalla adu colorless ide. Just nimage understanding prakara na indicator hakidenappa matte acid hakidenanta different colors togondidene aita. So this conical flask is having a acid and pinophthalin indicator which is actually colorless. Which is actually colorless. So when you people will, okay, when you are going to add the base to it, when you add the base to it, it's going to be what? When you add the base to it, it will turn to pink in color. Okay, it will turn to pink in color. So again it will disappear till how much you are going to add it, that we need to check. When the solution is going to act like a acid, till then you need to be supplying the base and you need to stir it. The conical ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬೇಕು, stir ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. Yes, clear till here? Yes. Now, olfactory indicators. What is the meaning of olfactory indicators? That we are going to learn now. So, olfactory indicators means what? Those substances whose odor changes in acidic or basic medium are called as olfactory indicators. Like example, so those substances means what? Means now in our mouth saliva will be present, right? So whenever we eat an onion already will be having a smell, right? So whenever you eat an onion with the saliva, it starts smelling. If you eat an onion, now ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಉಳ್ಳಾಗಡ್ಡಿ ತಿಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂತೇವಲ್ಲ, ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಬಾಯಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, they will gurgle the mouth and then they will come out, right? So that is what called as olfactory indicators, means it depends on the smell. Okay. Now for example, onion I told you, clover oil, vanilla, this all things are the simple examples. Vanilla ನೀವು ಕೇಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರ, vanilla essence ಅದರ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, immediately ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು vanilla smell ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. Next, on adding the sodium hydroxide solution to the cloth strip treated with the onion, the smell of the onion is not going to be detected. An acidic solution does not eliminate the smell of the onion. Understood? This is one note. Important. Okay, must do. This is very important. It's visible now. Yeah. Next, so this is done. Next, reaction of acids and bases with metals. Okay, reactions of acids and bases with the metals. Now here, acids react with the metals to produce salt by displacing the hydrogen. What is acids doing here? Acids are reacting with the metals to produce the salt by displacing the hydrogen. It is displacing the hydrogen. Example note, okay. So you can just check out the example here. When dilute sulfuric acid, okay, when the dilute sulfuric acid reacts with the metal zinc, dilute sulfuric acid zinc jode yavag react agtatalla, avaga zinc sulfate is formed with the evolution of an hydrogen gas, with the evolution of an hydrogen gas. Clear? So whenever the dilute sulfuric acid which is present, it's reacting with the zinc material, there will be a release of the H2 gas. So yavaga metal react agutte acid jode, avagella H2 gas release agutte. Clear? So this is how the H2 gas is getting released. Zinc sulfate has been formed. This is called as zinc sulfate. I'll write everything here. Dilute sulfuric acid. So this is zinc sulfate and this is hydrogen gas. Understood? Now, zinc is the only metal which reacts with the sodium hydroxide to form the sodium zincate. So zinc is the only metal which will react with the base. It will react with the base, that is NaOH. So we know the easy ವಿಷಯ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, OH ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಈ thing ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ base ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Means this is easy to remember with which is the acid and which is the base. Okay. Na2ZnO2 plus H2 is being formed. Clear? So this is how the acid is going to react and this is how the base is going to react. So we have taken one acid as an example also and one we have taken it as a base also example. Clear everyone? Understood? Yes. Let's move to the next. That is reaction of a metal carbonates and bicarbonates with acids. So now how you are going to react the metal carbonates and a bicarbonates with the acid and the base. Okay. Now acids react with metal carbonates and bicarbonates to form what? To form salt and water with the evolution of a carbon dioxide gas. So when the reaction is happening with the acid and base is reacting with the metal, we are going to get the side product as what? H2. Done. So ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ okay, later on I'll write it, no problem. So for example, hydrochloric acid. This is a hydrochloric acid which is reacting with sodium carbonate. It is reacting with sodium carbonate to form sodium chloride and water with the release of carbon dioxide gas. With the release of carbon dioxide gas. Concentrate properly. So when the sodium chloride is getting reacted with sodium carbonate, okay, it's getting reacted with sodium carbonate. It is forming what? 2 NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O plus H2O. There what was forming actually? It was forming what? H2. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ H2 form ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋನೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೈಕಾರ್ಬೋನೇಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ CO2 form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ as a side product. Clear? Next, similarly same thing with the sodium bicarbonate also reacts with the hydrochloric acid to form a sodium chloride and the water. This is how the sodium chloride and the CO2 plus H2O is been formed. So ಈಗ ಈ ವರ್ಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕುಂತು ಓದ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರೀಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನೇ ಕೇಸ್ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು 2 ಮರ್ತವಪ್ಪ, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಮರತ್ರಿ, ಏನೇ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಲೈಕ್ ಈಗ CO2 ಬರೆಯೋದು ಮರ್ತ್ರಿ, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬರೋದು ಮರ್ತ್ರಿ, ಇದು CO2 ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಮರ್ತ್ರಿ, ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಅ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. You people need to be practicing like anything those all chemical equations. Done? Yes. Next comes the neutralization. Neutralization. Now in the neutralization, what you are going to learn? In neutralization, yes, the reaction between an acid and a base to form a salt and a water is called as neutralization reaction. So what is a neutralization reaction? Whenever the reaction is between the acid and a base. So acid ಮತ್ತೆ base ಎರಡು combine ಆಗಿ salt form ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ salt ಆ procedure ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Neutralization reaction. Clear? So whenever the acid and the base is getting combined to form a salt is called as neutralization. So this is the acid, HCl. This is the base. I told you people, wherever OH is there, considered as a base, right? So HCl plus NaOH, we are going to get NaCl plus H2O plus H2O. Now next comes what? Reaction of metallic oxides with the acids. Now we are clear with what is the neutralization process. Then we are clear with how the metals are getting reacted with the acids and bases, and what are the side products we are going to get it. Next we learned about what? We learned about how the acids and bases will get reacted with the metal carbonate and the bicarbonate. Done? Done? Next we are going to learn about reaction of metallic oxides with the acids. Now acids react with metallic oxides, okay, to form what? Salt and water. So acids will react with what? Metallic oxides. Remember, oxides, not metals, oxides, okay, to form what? Salt and water. Now whenever the copper oxide is getting reacted with HCl, this is an acid, right? This is an acid which is present, right? So this acid is getting reacted with the base, okay, metallic oxide. This is a metallic oxide. I'll write it. Metallic oxide. General equation annu baribodu aramagi, okay? Is getting reacted with acid to form what? CuCl2, and this CuCl2 which is present, that is going to be the salt, and this is going to be the water. Then this is how the reaction is going to be happening. ತಿಳಿತಾ ಹೇಗೆ reaction ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು? ತಿಳಿತಾ? Understood everyone? Next we are going to go. Next is reaction of non-metallic oxides with the base. Okay. Now bases react with non-metallic oxides. Bases will react with non-metallic oxides to form salt and water. So illi naitu actually we are doing it with the what? This, one second guys. Okay, it's going. Okay. So illen kaltvi ನಾವು ಮೆಟಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಆಸಿಡ್. ಈಗ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ಮೆಟಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಬೇಸಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ and water. Example, calcium hydroxide which will react with non-metallic oxides like carbon dioxides to form calcium carbonate, salt and the water. So concentrate properly. This is what? CaCO2, CaOH2. This is going to be the non-metallic oxide. Done. Now it is getting reacted with the base. Okay, this is the base, non-metallic oxide. I'll write it down so that it won't be a confusion. Okay, idu base appa, non-metallic oxide jode react ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So what we are going to get the product? CaCO2 means what? Salt plus water is the general equation. Okay, this is general equation. General equation for the concept. Clear? Done? Understood this? Yes. Next comes what? Acids and bases in the water. Now what happens in the acids? An acid is a substance which dissociates or ionizes when dissolved in the water to release the hydrogen ions. So this acid is a substance. It is a substance, okay, which dissociates or ionizes. Ionizes andre eno? Ionizes andre which have a charges. So which elements have a charges is called as ionization. Clear? Ions ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Ions ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ions ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನು ತಗೋಬಹುದು? ಸೋಡಿಯಂ Na is having a plus charge. ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ Cl is having a negative charge. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ions ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now, an acid is a substance which dissociates or ionizes when dissolved in the water to release the hydrogen ions. Example. So, an aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid. This is HCl. Okay, HCl togondvi in the aqueous solution and it dissociates into the hydrogen ions. Means what? We are dissolving it in the hydrogen, means H plus ions. Okay, this is HCl. We are dissolving, means dissociating into the H plus ions. Clear? So when we dissociate into the H plus ions, we are going to get what? H plus and Cl minus. Done? Done everyone? It will dissociate to form H plus and Cl minus ions. Same thing here also, H plus, which is a hydrogen which is getting reacted with H2. Means what? H2 is dissociating the H plus ions. Simple to understand. Okay. What will get the formula? That is H3O plus. We are going to get what? H3O plus. Clear? Now, the presence of the hydrogen ions, that is H plus, in hydrochloric acid solution makes it to behave like an acid. So, in the presence of ion, means H plus ideyalla, atra salvagi, the hydrochloric acid solution makes it to behave like an acid. Why it is behaving like an acid? Why? Because H is having a charges. What did I tell you, people? So, whenever we are going to take any compound or any element, if it is having a charges, means what? It is getting ionized. It's getting ionized. Same thing we are doing it here. Okay? Same thing we are doing it. Next comes what? Bases. Now we understood essentially ಏನೇನಾಗುತ್ತಂತ ಆಯ್ತಾ. So we got to know that ionizes ಹೇಗೆ ionize ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ products ಅನ್ನ form ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಈಗ next ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? That is called as bases. So bases ನಲ್ಲಿ a base is a substances which is dissolves in water to produce the hydroxide ions. To produce what? Hydroxide ions. Which is that? OH minus ions. Done. So the base is a substances which dissociates in the water to produce hydroxide ions. Here what I told you, it is going to dissolve to form to release the H plus hydrogen ions. It means what? Simple way to understand is hydrogen means what? Acids ಏನideyalla, it will release. Acids will release H plus ions more. So bases will release what? OH minus ions more. So each ತರ clarity ಮಾಡಿ notes ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. So that it will be easy to understand the concepts. ನಾ ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ H plus ions more produce ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಸ್ ಬೇಸಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ OH minus produce ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಫುಲ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆನಪುಳಿಯುತ್ತಾ? ನೋ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು. ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು learn the concepts to make it very shorter, to remember the things. ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋತೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸನ್ನು? ನಿನ್ನ ಕೇಸ್ ನೀವು ಈ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? Next, bases. Bases which are soluble in water are called as what? Alkalis. So, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಬೇಸು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ಕಲೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ 1 marks question. Now, sodium hydroxide will dissolve in water to produce hydroxide and a sodium ions. Okay, sodium ions, where this is a base which is getting reacted to form separate ions, Na plus, OH minus. Simple. That's it. It's producing what? OH minus ions. That's it. You should remember only this much. Okay. Now, the presence of hydroxide ions OH in sodium hydroxide solution makes it behave like a base. Clear? So only here how it is making it to behave like an acid. No, same way it's behaving like a base also. Done? Next comes what? pH scale. So let's learn about the pH scale. Okay. pH of a solution, that is pH of a solution is a negative logarithm to the base of 10 of a hydrogen ion, which is concentration expressed in the mole per liter. This in detail you learn it in your upcoming days. Okay. Just you remember now. pH is equal to minus log 10 H plus. So B pH andre enu? pH du logarithmic irutte log 10 tanka. Now actually we need to know the values. Okay, log 1 ದಿಂದ 10 ತನಕ actually values ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. Now let's learn about the pH in detail. What is the work of the pH? I'll tell you. Normal ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನಾವೀಗ acids ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಬೇಸ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, pH ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಈಗ ನಂಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ದು ಕಲ್ಸಿದ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಇನ್ pH ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ಫುಲ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. pH work is what? It will tell us. Okay, it will tell us whether it is going to be a acidic, whether it is going to be a basic or whether it is going to be a neutral. So ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ 7 ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಸಿಡಿಕೋ ಬೇಸಿಕೋ, 2 ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಸಿಡಿಕೋ ಬೇಸಿಕೋ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಲರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಒನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಯಾವ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ? ಟೈಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆಪ್ಪ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಬೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಕೊನಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ. ಆ ಕೊನಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರು ಯಾವ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ? It's more acidic or no ma'am, it's very much basic or no ma'am. That also you need to learn, right? That is what I'm going to tell you people now. Okay, that is what we are going to learn it here. pH is actually a thing where it will tell us how much acidic is it, that solution is, how much basic is that solution is, that we are going to learn. Simple way, pH is equal to 7 minus neutral. 7 minus neutral. So H plus is equal to what? OH. H plus is equal to OH. Now pH is less than 7 minus acid. So this is what H plus more than OH minus ions. If we is having, okay, pH is less than 7, it's going to be the acidic. Okay, pH is more than 7, it's going to be the basic. 7 ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ basic, 7 ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರೆ it's acidic. Done. So ಈಗ ಯಾವಾಗ acidic ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ H plus will be more because it's acidic. ನಾ ಈಗ just ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, right? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ acidic ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It means what? You just remember like this. pH is less than 7. here ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ? pH is less than 7. Okay. Here what happens? pH is more than 7. Okay, this much you people remember. Simple. ಇದಷ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೂ ಸಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಯ್ತಾ. Now here what happens? OH minus ion more than plus OH plus ions. Okay, ಇದೆ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಈಗ just ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. Now pH scale, this is actually the pH scale actually looks. Okay, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಲಿಟ್ಮಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲಿಟ್ಮಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಲಿಟ್ಮಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ತಗೋತೀರಾ, you'll check it whether it is going to be a basic or acidic, right? So when you're taking a blue litmus paper, if the blue litmus paper is changing to, I'll tell you people one simple trick also, right? Simple trick and understand ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ. Abracadabra, ABR, BRB. Okay, now in this what you people need to remember. ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆಸಿಡ್. ಬಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಬೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಗೈಸ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆಯೋಣ. ಎ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆಸಿಡ್. ಬಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಲಿಟ್ಮಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್. Okay, red andre enu? It's actually red itself. Red andre actually acid. R andre red antane itkonbidi. I'll tell you people how. B andre enu illi? Base. G. Okay. Now what you need to understand here. In a case, acid which is having a litmus paper of blue which will turn to red. Okay. Abracadabra. ABR in abracadabra. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಆಸಿಡ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಲಿಟ್ಮಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇಂದ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, then it is called as what? Acidic in solution. This is going to be a acidic. ನನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಹೋಲಿಸಿ ಬರ್ದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. Acidic. Simple guys. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ B ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? B. Once again. Let's bring it little down. Okay. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ B ಇಂದ means what? Base where the red litmus ಇಂದ completely blue ಆಗಿ convert ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. That is called as what? Basic. So ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is the easy trick to remember how we can understand with the help of the litmus paper. ಇಲ್ಲಿ heading ಬರೆದು ಬಿಡ್ಲಾ? Or litmus paper. Okay, ಇದನ್ನೆಷ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿದ್ಬಿಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, yes, 1 second guys, I didn't finish this. No, yeah. pH scale, it is a scale showing the relative strength of an acid and alkalis, and the normal pH scale ranges from 0 to 14 has a given below. It ranges from what? 0 to 14. Concentrate properly. So if it is a 7, okay, 7 idre, it's going to be the neutral. Illi bard bidla. If 7 pH scale, it's going to be a neutral. Okay. Now if it is having a less than 7 andre enu, it's going to be the basic, acidic. If it is more than 7, it's going to be what? Basic. ಇಷ್ಟು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. Okay, this much you remember. It's more than enough to understand about the indicators. It's more than enough to understand about the indicators. Clear? Understood? Yes. Next, universal indicator. Now in case of a colorless liquid, the accurate pH can be obtained by adding a universal indicator, and if you add the universal indicator, we'll get to know easily whether it is going to be acidic or a basic. Okay, it is a mixture of several indicators and shows the different colors at the different concentration of a hydrogen ions in a solution. Yes, means color changes will be a lot, like ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ light ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ light. So ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ what is actually the range of that acidic medium, whether it is very concentrated, whether it is less concentrated, diluted one, that we will get to know. Okay, example, a universal indicator produces the green color in the natural, that is neutral solution, that is going to be a pH going to be 7. Now a color changes from the blue to the violet has pH increases from 7 to 14. pH will increase from 7 to 14. Now the color changes from yellow to pink, and then the red has a pH decreases from 7 to 1. Same ಅದೇ ತರ ನಾನು ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. Next, importance of pH in everyday life. What is actually the importance of pH in our everyday life? Actually pH will play a very important role. Okay, ಭಾಳ important role pH play ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. Now I'll explain you people how it's related to the girls also. So our body works well within the narrow pH range of 7 to 7.8. Important. ಸೊ 7 to 7.8 ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನೋ ಪಿಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಆ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಏನೋ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮ್ದು, ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಫೇಸ್ ವಾಶ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ದೋಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. Clear? Now next is what? When the pH of the rain water is less than 5.6, then it is called as what? Acidic rain. If the acidic means male, in case it is less than 5.6, in mali bartide alla atarda pH check madidre aa neerindu, in case it is less than 5.6, then it is called as acidic rain. Means what? It is dangerous little bit to our body. Don't think like acidic rain means you are going to get a holes on your body. It's not that. I used to think actually when I was small, but now I got to know what is the acid rain. It's just like a concentrated one. It might harm your hair and all those things. Why? Because they will be little bit having a lots of chemicals in it. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಮಳೆ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನೆಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. It will be actually already having a lots of pollution in that. It will be raining. It will be having a lots of chemicals actually. Okay. Next, when this acid rain flows into the rivers, it lowers the pH of the river water, making the survival of the aquatic life difficult. Yes, that is true. ಈಗ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನೀರಿಂದು acidic level ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ, it's very dangerous for the aquatic animals to survive there, right? So next, pH in our digestive system. What is actually the work of the pH in our digestive system? Okay, our stomach produces the hydrochloric acid. We all know we have a HCl in our body. In our stomach, we have a HCl, right? Now, which helps to digestion of the food, right, without harming the stomach. Now sometimes excess acid is being produced in the stomach, which causes the indigestion. Means what? Sometimes we will eat the things which is not necessary for us. For that purpose, what happens? Some things will be happening like HCl, the mucus will not be working properly. For that purpose, the acidity will increase. Okay, acidity will increase. Then sometimes so to get rid of the pain, base called as antacids are used. So now base anna tinbeku, base anna kudibeku ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ acidic things ಅನ್ನ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು acidity increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಂದಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ we need to have a milk, we need to have a water, soda and all those things, but we should not do any of those things. Just have a medicine of antacids which is present. It will just automatically reduce it. And most probably if the acidity is happening, if you walk, physical activities if you do, and if you have a more and more water also, it will reduce. Clear? But we should not leave the food. Okay, acidity ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ಭಾಳ ತಿಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿದೆ. Yes, sometimes it is overeating, but if you leave the food properly, it will increase again. You need to have something consistently on the time. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಷ್ಟಾ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಷ್ಟಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಲಂಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Next comes what? Commonly used antacids are magnesium hydroxide, that is MgOH2, and sodium bicarbonate, that is going to be the NaHCO3. Clear? So these are the two antacids which we will actually use it in our daily life who has gastricity problems. Okay. Yes. Next, pH change, that is causes of the tooth decay. Tooth decay starts when the pH of the mouth falls below the 5.5. Okay, below 5.5 if it is there, that time the tooth decay starts. So when the pH is in the mouth falls below 5.5. Okay, so tooth decay will start when the pH in the mouth falls 5.5, and the tooth enamel is made up of a calcium phosphate, which is the hardest substances in the body. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? So next, it is insoluble in the water, but gets coated when the pH in the mouth falls below 5.5. See, ಈಗ below 5.5 ಇದ್ರೆ, okay, if it is below 5.5, it will dissolve in water or react with water. I can tell you people, it will react with the water. If it will react with the water, no, it starts decaying. It starts decaying like same like what you know. ಈಗ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾವು ಏರ್ ಟೈಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, because of the moisture that content will become spoiled, fungi attack will happen. Same way here also. That much understood it means I'm just relating to the natural things so that you will understand the concepts very well. Okay. Next, the bacteria present in the mouth produce acid due to the degradation of sugar and food particles after eating. Hence, to prevent the tooth decay, the mouth should be rinsed after the eating food, and toothpaste which are basic should be used cleaning the teeth to neutralize the excess acid. So always remember, so ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕನ್ಸ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಹೋಗಿ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್ ತಿಂದ್ವಿ, ಗುಲಾಬ್ ಜಾಮೂನ್ ತಿಂದ್ವಿ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ರಾತ್ರಿ ತಿಂದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಅಗ್ರಿ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಈಟ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ತಿನ್ನಿ ಅಪ್ಪ, ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಲ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, the age limit of 8 to 10 years, 8 to 15 years students are also facing this problem. Why? They are not keeping it hygiene. So ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಫುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನು ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ತಿಂದು ಹಾಗೆ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಮಾಡದ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿನೇ. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್. ಓಕೆ, more about the salts now. So let's learn, you people learned detail about the acids and bases, right? Now we are going to learn, okay, can we do it now this time about the salts? Salts having the same positive ions or same negative ions are said to be belonging to the family of a salts. Okay, means it is having a negative and the positive. Obviously salt is going to produce how? By ionizing. So all the ionization will produce the electricity also. That also please remember it. Okay, now pH of the salts. Salts of a strong acid and the strong bases are neutral. Almost no, we have some exceptional also. Salts of a strong acid and the strong bases are the neutral with the pH value of 7. Means all the neutral things will be, pH will be how much? 7. That's it. You remember that much. Less than 7, acidic. More than 7, basic. Okay. Now, for example, NaCl, Na2SO4. Okay. Now, salts of a strong acid and weak bases are acidic with the pH level also less than 7. It's going to be what? Less than 7. With salts of strong acid and the weak base, it's going to be acidic. It's going to be acidic with pH value less than 7. Then, example, ammonium chloride solution has the pH value of how much? 6. NH3 is having a pH value of how much? 6. Clear? Next, what happens with a weak one now? So ಈಗ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ವೀಕ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So salts, whenever they are weak acids and strong bases, are basic with a pH value more than 7. Okay, pH value ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? More than 7 ಇದೆ. Done. This much you remember. Example, sodium carbonate solution has the pH value of 9. It has a pH value of 9. Clear? NH3 actually it's having a pH value of 6, and here about the sodium carbonate we have it as a pH value of 9. Now, pH of the salts we got to know when it is a strong acid and when it is a strong base, and we got to know detail में how it will be weak, that time how the pH will be there, how it will be a strong, that time the pH will be there, we got to know. Next comes what? Common salt. Common salt is what? Chemical name is sodium chloride, which is also called as NaCl also, and the common salt is a neutral salt and can be prepared in the laboratory by the reaction of sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid. So with the reaction of NaOH and HCl, we are going to get a NaCl plus H2 has a gas. So it means what? Base is getting reacted with acid. Base is getting reacted with the acid to form a salt plus water. Water no? H2 gas. Sorry. It's a H2 gas or H2O only. I told it correct only. I'm getting confused now. Next, it is an important raw material for the products of the daily use such as NaOH, that is the base, baking soda, washing soda, and a bleaching powder. So these are the uses which we are going to learn it in detail in this class itself. Okay. First comes what? Sodium hydroxide. Now, sodium hydroxide is actually being produced by the electrolysis. This is the electrolysis process, okay, where we are going to take 2 electrodes and we are going to connect that to the battery, and we are going to dip it into the solution of sodium hydroxide solution. Sodium hydroxide solution means what? NaOH. So this NaOH we are going to dip into the chloride gas. This is also a chlorine gas which is present. Sodium chloride solution, which is barine. So how it's going to produce? This is a procedure. Okay. Now, Sodium hydroxide is produced by electrolysis. This is the electrolysis process of an aqueous solution of a sodium chloride called as brine, and the process is actually called as what? Chloroalkali process. This is called as what? Chloroalkali process. Okay. Now, because of the products formed, that is chlor for a chlorine and alkali for the sodium hydroxide. Clear? Chlor andre chlorine and sodium hydroxide is actually called as what? Alkali. Sodium chloride is actually called as what? Alkali. Clear? Understood? Next. Bleaching powder. Now, bleaching powder is manufactured from the chlorine gas. Okay, bleaching powder, how it has been manufactured? With the chlorine gas, which we are producing it with the help of NaCl itself. Clear? So, here nodi, it is produced by action of a chlorine on and dry slacked lime, that is CaOH2. This is also a base. Base is getting reacted with Cl2, that is base, to form what? CaOCl2 plus H2O. It is represented as what? CaOCl2. Bleaching powder and the N petkobeku. Chemical name enadradu? CaOCl2. Done? You need to remember this skill. Okay. Next, uses in bleaching powder do for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industries, and for bleaching the wood pulp in the paper industries, and use it for disinfecting the drinking water to make it free of germs. Like swimming pool nalli use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ secondary people they will use it to bleach the things, cotton. So cotton color ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, red, yellow ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ changes ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ bleaching powder ನ use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Next comes what? Baking soda. So, chemical formula of baking soda is what? That is ultimately NaHCO3, and it is being produced with the large scale amount also by treating the cold and concentrated solution of a sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, like brine, which is also called as a brine. So, that help we are going to use it with ammonia and a carbon dioxide. Concentrate now. We have taken a salt. Okay, salt water jode react ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ CO2 ಜೊತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ammonium ಜೊತೆ to form what? NH4Cl and NaHCO3. This will be the side product of a baking soda. This will act as side product of a baking soda. Okay. Now, on heating it decomposes to give a sodium carbonate with the evolution of a carbon dioxide. So, il ain CO2 idella, il carbon dioxide means CO3 is a carbonate. So, CO2 andre carbon dioxide. Hege form agutte when you people will evaluate. Okay, 2 NaHCO3 side product in bandidella ant tagondidave. So, it will in the presence of heat, Na2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2 as a side product we are going to get. Means what? There will be a release of a CO2. There will be a release of a CO2. Baking soda andre NaHCO3. How it is being produced? We are taking NaCl, we are taking water, we are taking carbon dioxide, we are taking ammonium. 4 compounds ತಗೊಂಡು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ? NH4Cl plus NaHCO3. We are getting NaHCO3. NH4Cl ಇದೇನಿರಲ್ಲ completely ಹೋಗಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now by heating and decomposing it with the plus with hydrogen, we are going to get Na2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2. Done. Uses. Used has an antacid to treat the acidity of the stomach. That's what I told you. We are using this also, and we are using CHCO3 also. Okay. Next is used to baking powder, which is used to preparation of a cakes and a breads. So we will use it there also, where we are going to prepare a cakes and for the puffiness purpose also. Next comes what? Use it to soda acid fire extinguishers also. There also we will be using it. We use a lot of times the baking soda actually to clean all the things also. We will use it because it has a good amount of a sodium in it. Next comes what? Washing soda. Yes. In washing soda, chemical formula is going to be ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Here Na2CO3 10H2O is going to be the washing soda. Concentrate. Sodium hydroxide carbonate, that is NaHCO3, by heating it, we are going to get what? It will decompose to form sodium carbonate. It will decompose to form sodium carbonate plus H2O plus CO2. Now, this Na2CO3 we are going to decompose again, right? With the 10H2O to form what? To form Na2CO3 10H2O. Then this is the procedure how the washing soda is going to produce. Clear? Yes. Next uses is what? Used in the glass, soap and paper industries. It is used in the glass, in the soap and in the paper industries. Next, employed in the manufacture of a sodium compounds such as borax. So it is also used in the manufacture of a sodium compounds also in the form of a borax. Okay. Once idನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Okay, side product ಆಗಿ. So this is the procedure of a washing soda. ಈಗ ನಾವು washing soda ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಬೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೋಡಾ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ, ಬ್ಲೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಪೌಡರ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಈ ಮೂರು ಏನು ಕಲ್ತ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶೋರ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ 100% ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ 3, one is fixed. Okay. Next comes what? Water of crystallization. What is the meaning of water of crystallization? Now, water molecules which forms a part of a structure of a crystal are called as water of crystallization. Part of a structure of a crystal is called as water of crystallization. Aita? So, illi salts which contains water of crystallization are called as hydrated salts. Okay. Yavyav salt nalli water content ide. Okay. Yavyav salt nalli water content ide alla avukella hydrated salts anta karitare. Aita? We have lots of hydrated salts. Okay. We have lots of things. Now, every hydrated salt has a fixed number of molecules of crystallization in its one formula unit. Like example, CuSO4 5H2O. See, one more I'm telling. Na2CO3 10H2O. CaSO4 5H2O and FeSO4 7H2O. Everything. This is also having, this is also having water. This is not having water. This is having a water, right? In this salt, we have a water in it. This much simple you need to understand. Means what? You need to remember the tricks, how to remember them. So these things you will do it. No, aram se yavdu one chapter aramig revise madkobodu. Aita? Next comes what? Copper sulfate crystals like CuSO4 5H2O are blue in color. On heating strongly, they lose all the water of crystallization and it will form what? Anhydrous copper sulfate. It will produce what? Anhydrous copper sulfate. Now here, which is actually white in color, on adding the water to the anhydrous copper sulfate, when you add a water to the anhydrous copper sulfate, we are going to get hydrated and it is going to turn into the blue in color. It's going to turn into the blue in color. Aita? Illi agate hege reactions madidare illi CuSO4 5H2O, this is a water containing compound which is getting reacted with means we are heating it with the help of the heating procedure. We are going to get CuSO4 plus water. Means what? Simple way. ಈಗ ನೀವು ನೀರು ತಗೋತೀರಾ, ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪ್ಪು ಹಾಕ್ತಾರ, ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀರು ಎವಾಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ತೆಳಗೆ? CuSO4 ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ತರ. ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ CuSO4 ಅಗೇನ್ 5H2O. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟ್? CuSO4 plus into 5H2O. Done. Next comes last, that is plaster of Paris. So plaster of Paris ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೊಸ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ plaster of Paris ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ plaster of Paris. ಯಾರ್ದಾದ್ರು ಕೈ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೈಯು ಕಾಲು ಮುರಿದಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ plaster of Paris itself. Okay. Plaster of Paris is prepared by heating the gypsum at 373 Kelvin. So they are actually heating the gypsum at the temperature of 373 Kelvin to produce the plaster of Paris. Clear? On heating it loses the water molecules and it becomes the calcium sulfate hydrate. I told you people, So calcium is actually the strongest one, and that is present in our teeth, right? Same way here also, which is present, this is also a strongest one. Idrinda now completely ನೀರನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತದು, ರೈಟ್? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡೋದ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೆಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಡ್ರೈ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್. Okay, not that strong, but it will become strong. Okay, now that is actually called as what? CaSO4 half H2O. It's actually having a half molecule of H2O, very less. Okay, next, which is called as plaster of Paris, that's what I explained. Next, that is what Jimson is what? CaSO4 2H2O. CaSO4 2H2O. By heating, we are going to get CaSO4 half H2O, that is plaster of Paris, and 1 H2O, 1 half H2O. Done. Uses is what? It is used in the hospitals, has a plaster for supporting the fracture bones in the right position, and it is also used for a fireproofing materials also. So this is how the plaster of Paris will be used. I told you already the examples. Aita. So you all acids, bases ಮತ್ತೆ salts ಇಂದ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕುಂತು ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ನೀವು. So this is all about the whole chapter. Acid bases bhಳ basic importance ನಿಮಗೆ. In case future ನಲ್ಲಿ science as your stream, you're going to check it out, then you need to make sure you people will practice this chapter completely. And ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕುಂತು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಈಸಿ ವೇ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಯಲಿ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್. ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ದಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ನಾನೊಂದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ಖುದ್ದು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡೂ ಫಾಲೋ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. Till then, see you everyone in the next lecture.